The first day of quarterfinal action at the Australian Open will take place in the bottom half of the draw, which is definitely the weaker half, but it will certainly still be worth watching. After all, two of the hottest players in the entire tournament will square off, Mikhail Yuzhny and Joe-Wilfried Tsonga. Yuzhny is the 14th seed, and in his last two matches, he's destroyed the Croat Ivo Karlovic, 6'10" Ivo Karlovic, and then he destroyed compatriot Nikolai Davydenko also in straight sets. So he's just completely on fire right now. And keep in mind that in the season opening tournament in Chennai, he won the title there and defeated Rafael Nadal 6-0, 6-1 in the final. So Yuzhny is 9-0 to start 2008, just completely on fire. However, he'll have to continue up that good play without Joe-Wilfried Tsonga in the quarterfinals. Tsonga in the first round had to play 9th-seeded Andy Murray, and he took him out in 4 sets. He won his next 2 matches in straight sets. And then in his last match, he played Richard Gasquet, his friend, fellow Frenchman, and beat him in 4 sets. And on paper, it was a close match. The scoreline, he suggested it was close. But actually, Tsonga just completely blew him out. Just completely dictated play with his power, serve, forehand, all that. And Gasquet really was no match for him. So both Yuzhny and Tsonga, they're coming into this match, both on fire, and it should be a great match. Yuzhny's return of serve is one of the best in the game, so that could give Tsonga some problems since his serve is his biggest strength. But it should be a great match. I'm looking for Yuzhny to come through in four really tight close sets. The winner of that, in the semis, will play the winner of Jarkko Nieminen, the Finn, against Rafael Nadal. Nadal has looked pretty good through his first 3 matches, and then he looked great in the 4th round against Paul-Henri Mathieu, who retired in the 2nd set with a calf injury, which is actually kind of a shame for Nadal because he was playing by far his best tennis at the Australian Open, but Mathieu didn't let him continue since he retired. Still, Nadal still got to have a ton of confidence from that performance going into his match with Nieminen. And, Nieminen's just a tough guy to figure out. He doesn't really have that many weapons. He just does everything solid. He's got a great two-handed backhand. He's a lefty. Has that great two-handed backhand off the right-hand side and a decent forehand. And pretty much just does everything well. He gets a lot of balls back. And he keeps popping up in the quarterfinals and 4th rounds of majors, and it's kind of hard to figure out how. He kind of makes people beat themselves, which is what he did against Philip Kohlschreiber, who you all remembered played that epic match against Andy Roddick and beat him 8-6 in the 5th in the 3rd round. And in that match, he had 104 winners, almost 70 more winners than unforced errors. 2 days later against Nieminen, he comes right back around and hits 76 unforced errors. 9 more unforced errors than winners. So, what the heck is going on? Roddick must be kicking himself. But anyway, Nieminen took advantage. He saved set points in the 2nd set and the 3rd set, and then beat Kohlschreiber in the 4th set. So he advances to take on Nadal. And that should be Nieminen's toughest opponent yet. He beat Fish in the 3rd round, and then he beat Kohlschreiber. But Nadal is obviously a whole different beast. And he'll probably just wear out Nieminen from the baseline. He'll work Nieminen's forehand with that heavy topspin. And I'm looking for Nadal to come through in 3 sets. One should be a tiebreaker. Nieminen's a tough customer. He'll make Nadal work hard. But I'm looking at straight sets with 1 set being a tiebreaker. But relatively, Nadal should cruise in that one. So in the semifinals, in the bottom half of the draw, we're going to have Mikhail Yuzhny and Rafael Nadal. And that might not be a good thing for Nadal because Yuzhny has pretty much owned him the last 2 meetings. But we'll save that analysis for a later date. But I expect Yuzhny, Nadal in the semifinals of the Australian Open.